have a folk tale. Do you guys want to hear it? You're gonna hear it anyway. Well, okay,
This one?
that's fine. Well, okay, there was an African village long ago. There was an African village, like in the beginning of time. I'm gonna tell you, it's the beginning of time. There was an African village, and basically the main tradition that they had was like how many wives a man had, and it showed that he was either popular, he was, closer to being a divine person. That's how they separated themselves, by which women chose which men, and how many women chose that man. There was one man who was very well endowed, so he obviously had the most wives. He had like probably three times as many wives as any of them did have. Um, they all stuck together. The whole village, all the families stuck together. Whenever anybody was under attack, they all chipped in to help. Well, there was like one point where they all just realized, like, hey, man, you got too many wives, and you can't even protect all of them. He's like, man, my wives can protect themselves. I am like a lion. I'm a king of the jungle, and that's just how the conversation went. And so after a while, they got fed up with defending the man because other villagers would come and try to kidnap his wives because there were so many. They figured he was outnumbered and all of that. Like they could just come in and take his wives. So that's what was happening a lot. And lo and behold, every time they would come and try to attack, then all the other families will rush out and help and defeat them. So like, yeah, they really felt like their system was working because they were so undefeated when the other man got attacked. But the thing is eventually the other men, they felt some type of way because he was basically the only one getting attacked because of his wives. So they had a conversation with him again, like, you need to, you know, give us some of your wives because you can't take care of all of them, because every time you get ambushed, we have to help you, and you're like the only one getting ambushed. And he's like, well, let me put my wives to the test because I am the king of the jungle, and these are my lioness. I am the lion, they are the lioness, and they can take care of themselves. And so they put him to the test. Next time that he got ambushed, they did not help him. Some of his wives got killed, and he was killed, and some of his wives escaped, and the children and stuff like that. Some of them were killed, and some of them escaped and went to the other families. And so as time went on, the Africans learned that you need to be, a warrior to be able to defend your family. Otherwise, why, as women, they kind of got the picture that you need to choose a man who can protect you. So they started this tradition where, you know, if you can take being, I don't know, I didn't think that part. If you like, because I was thinking about the today's African traditions where they score the skin and they make the designs and stuff like that. If you can survive all the manhood um, traditions, then you were considered a man, and you can have as many wives as you want. And so that's one African tradition that was passed on throughout the centuries. That's my folk tale. That's how I believe that African traditions got started.